Good day and welcome to our daily news roundup on Atlantic TV. I'm Michael Gobadia. Here are our top stories. Tinubu holds St. Kitts Prime Minister Drew at Aso Rock. Olu leads sacred rite ahead of the 17th Gigo Agofe. And APC convention to showcase unity and democracy, says the federal government. And Kashim Shettima assures Nigerians of power sector reforms. On the foreign scene, Trump delays United States strikes on Iran to April 6th. And talking sport, Nigerian women's wheelchair basketball team makes Commonwealth Games. Now to the news in full. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Thursday received the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Terence Drew, at the Aso Rock Villa. The meeting held around 6 p.m. was confirmed by the State House through a statement and photograph released Thursday evening. This marks nearly 1 year since both leaders last met at the villa on March 2025, where they discussed strengthening cooperation in agriculture, food security, energy, logistics, and trade. Subsequently, President Tinubu visited St. Lucia in June of 2025 for talks with Caribbean leaders, an engagement seen as a milestone in Nigeria's relationship with the region. Details of Thursday's discussion were yet not disclosed. However, both countries have continued to explore stronger ties, particularly in trade and development. Nigeria and St. Kitts and Nevis share a diplomatic relation through multilateral platforms, including the Commonwealth of Nations. While despite these ties, bilateral trade between the two countries remains low, currently valued around $500,000 annually. Bernarduro has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to supporting internally displaced persons across Nigeria, saying their welfare remains a top priority. Speaking ahead of President Tinubu's 74th birthday celebration, Duro said the government will continue to strengthen humanitarian interventions to improve living conditions in IDP camps. He added that the ministry is working with partners to provide long-term solutions that will help displaced Nigerians rebuild their life and safely return to their communities. Duro also announced plans to visit an IDP camp in Abuja to engage directly with their affected families. The minister called on Nigerians to support humanitarian efforts, stressing that President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda focuses on inclusive development and ensuring no one is left behind. All road leads to the palace of Ogiame Atuashe III as preparations continue for the 17th Gigo Agofe. His Majesty has carried out sacred traditional rites with royal visit to Olube, community in Warri Southwest local government area, honoring long-standing custom and connecting with the people. The visit strengthens the bond between the throne and the community, highlighting the importance of unity and heritage. Olube community is set for its official handing over ceremony this Saturday, March 28, making a celebration of tradition and rural legacy. Talking politics, the federal government says the upcoming All Progressive Congress National Convention will showcase the party's unity, democratic maturity, and support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Minister of Information Mohammed Idris made the announcement Thursday in Abuja, noting that delegates from all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory will gather at the Eagle Square on March 27 to 28 to elect leaders, review policies, and chart the party's strategic direction. I described the convention themed Unity in Progress, consolidating the renewed hope agenda as a defining moment for the APC, reflecting cohesion, inclusiveness, and alignment with national development priorities. Idris assured that arrangements are in place for a smooth, credible, and transparent exercise, adding that the convention will reinforce democratic values, organizational discipline, and orderly leadership transition within the party. Still talking politics, former Senate President Bukola Saraki has ruled out contesting the 2027 general elections, saying he will not run for the presidency or return to the Senate. He made this known during an interview. Saraki said his recent political activities in Kwara State are not driven by personal ambition, but rather by concern over governance, hardship, and insecurity affecting residents. He criticized the security situation in the country, blaming it on lapses in governance and weak vigilance, which he said have made the state vulnerable to criminal activities. Despite stepping away from electoral contest, Saraki expressed support for the People's Democratic Party, saying he remains committed to helping the party deliver good governance in Kwara State. Vice President Kashim Shettima has inaugurated the new headquarters of the Nigerian Electricity Liability Management Company in Abuja, urging the agency to play a stronger role in improving electricity supply. He also reaffirmed the commitment of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration to reforming the power sector. Shettima said energy security is vital to national development, stressing the need for transparency and efficiency while describing NELMCO as key to addressing challenges in the electricity industry. He also called on investors to take advantage of the opportunities in the sector as the government works to create a more stable and investor-friendly environment. Officials said the new headquarters reflect ongoing effort to strengthen the power sector, improve service delivery, and also attract investment. With that, we'll go on a break. When we come back, more news as it concerns business, foreign, and sports.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Welcome back. Nice to know you're still there. The Dangote Petroleum in Refinery and Petrochemicals have reduced its gantry price for petrol to 1,200 naira per litre, with the coastal price set at 1,153 naira per litre, a move expected to impact fuel costs across Nigeria distribution network. Spokesperson Anthony Chijena said the downward review comes amid geopolitical tension in the Middle East affecting global oil markets. He added that marketers will likely adjust their landing costs, particularly those securing locally, while the coastal price provides alternative supply routes for southern depot. The price drop comes over or after several increases since the United States and Iran conflict began, with pump price climbing from 840 naira to an average of 1,300 naira per litre. The latest reduction could see pump price fall slightly below 1,300 naira. Meanwhile, the refinery has faced challenges securing crude oil, receiving far below the 1977 million barrels per month needed to operate at full capacity. Still talking business, the World Trade Organization held a crucial ministerial meeting in Yaoundé, Cameroon, amid global economic uncertainty. Director General Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala warned the trading system faces its worst disruption in 80 years and stressed the need for reforms. The United States is calling for a more flexible approach to most favored nation rule, while China insists it remains the foundation of global trade. The EU and UK back reforms with a structured plan warning failure could fragment the World Trade Organization. Ministers are racing to reach consensus, with fears growing that inaction could lead to a disorderly collapse of the organization. Away from that, on the foreign scene, United States President Donald Trump has postponed strikes on Iran's power grid to April the 6th, citing progress in negotiations and ongoing pressure to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. This is the second delay since Trump first threatened attacks on Iranian energy facility last week, despite Iran denying talks are taking place. Analysts and right groups warn targeting civilian infrastructure could be considered a war crime, as the conflict had already killed nearly 2,000 Iranians and 13 U.S. troops. The Strait of Hormuz remains largely closed, disrupting global oil price, while the U.S. weigh further military action that could escalate the war. And on sports, Nigerians women 3x3 wheelchair basketball team made history on Thursday, securing qualification for the 2026 Commonwealth Games after an 8-3 win over South Africa in a final of the IWBF African qualifiers in Yaoundé, Angola. The victory earned Nigerians Africa's only sport in the women's event, making the country's first ever Commonwealth Games bet in wheelchair basketball. Earlier, the team defeated Kenya 6-2 in the semi-finals, bouncing back from a 5-2 group stage loss to South Africa to claim redemption. President of the Nigerian Wheelchair Basketball Federation, Sheyi Johnson, praised the team's discipline, unity, and fighting spirit, noting that the achievement will inspire a new generation of athletes and elevate para sports in Nigeria. He also thanked the National Sport Commission and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for their support. Meanwhile, Nigerian men wheelchair basketball team fell 13-8 to South Africa in their final, missing direct qualification. Though Johnson remains hopeful for a white card entry to the Commonwealth Games. And still on the sporting team, seeing Turkey kept their World Cup hopes alive on Thursday, defeating Romania 1-0 in the playoff semi-final thanks to the second half goal from Fedi Kakigolo. The win moves Turkey one step closer to qualifying for the expanded 2026 World Cup in the United States, Mexico, and also Canada. The decisive goal came in the 3rd minute when Kagilo converted a precise pass from Andra Gula, claiming or calmly slotting the ball past Romania goalkeeper Inot Radu. Romania pushed for equalizer late in the game but could not break through Turkey's defense in Istanbul. Turkey, who reached the Euro 2024 quarterfinals, will now face either Slovenia or Kosovo in the playoff final on Tuesday for a spot at the tournament. Captain Hakam hailed the team's resilience, saying the squad capitalized on a key moment in the second half to secure victory. Despite some late scares, Turkey held on as Romania hit the post and had a few chance save, ensuring a home side remains on course for only their second World Cup appearance since 2002. And with that sporting news, we'll come to the end of the news. Indeed, it has been a nice one. I will tell you to still remain with us on Atlantic TV because we'll have more to follow. For me, Michael Gobadia, bye for now. Have a great day.